I mean, you're live on the intranet, so you wanted to come early. We saw Taylor set up on the TV screen and went, well, shit, let's just finish sound check live. I mean, you're live on the intranet.
Fuck
so
you
wanted
guys.
To come early.
We're
we saw
7
Taylor
minutes
set up
early.
on the TV screen and went, well,
she's
shit, let's
fucking
just
up
finish.
my whole
I'm
opportunity.
Well, make sure we are live.
As I was saying, fuck you to everybody. We're on 7 minutes early. Actually, this is intentional because my lovely bride,
Me?
the woman I am happy to have been with now for 20 years, not 20 years of marriage. That
16
comes
years of
about
marriage.
to be 17, May 5th. But old Mel had herself a day.
Yeah, I did. Mel's day out.
So do we save any birds or raccoons or snakes?
I don't remember all of it. So he'll have to fill in.
So there was
some of the
potential
holes.
wildlife interactions.
There were animals in downtown.
There
She
were
was
animals
not doing a lot of
involved.
petting.
Okay,
or
good.
anything. She was pretty good on that.
No.
A lot
There
of
was no heavy
swooning.
petting.
A lot of swooning over men in front of her husband.
Sure, Billy wants to know why you're naked. Oh yeah, flesh tone top.
Yeah, wearing the old pink top today.
He's not sunburnt. He's fine.
Oh.
It's not flesh
Which
toned
tells
yet.
me, are you like, does your face is normally that pink that we think that's your skin?
Yeah, well, I mean, when the old blood pressure hasn't been working with me, and I did take the pills late tonight, so that has something to do with it.
Pretty flesh tone. So my morning started. Jumped out of bed and grabbed myself a bowl.
Yeah, well, because allow me
It
to
was girly's day out. # day drunk Mel.
allow me to just kind of set everything. Mel's juggling a lot of balls right now, so she's
And I've had a lot of things piss me off, and I've had a lot of stress and a lot of disappointment.
All right, Melissa Helen, we had a conversation.
Sorry, please mansplain my emotions. Go ahead. Oh, that's injury time. Sorry, I'm getting spicy too early.
So I've said on multiple occasions the parts of this whole unit that work and what it is that we do each well individually that makes this work very well. And it's amazing when I talk about the thing that I bring to the table is I write a good show and I set it up properly. And then when you tell her ahead of time, you're like, Melissa, when we do sound check,
Yep.
I'm going to drive the bus and I'm going to throw you lots of opportunities to talk. What I need you to not do is don't jumble all over me. Allow me to tell the story.
And you're doing a good job.
Wrong button, woman. And I was trying to set the mood and I was going to throw to you. Mel has a lot of balls that she's juggling right now. The moral of the story, bitch, let me drive the bus. Is she has to, obviously she produces this show and that's very occupying on Mondays. She owns a company. She owns multiple companies because she has her own floral business and she also has the tour company. And for the tour company side of things, she operates every tour that goes out. So she handles all the day-to-day operations for it. And that is a daily thing. Yep. There is always something going on for that. Yes, please.
I'm not meaning to interrupt you. You did give me the instructions to inform you if Scott McMullen was watching.
Oh, very good. Well, Scotty McMullen, happy birthday, sir.
I'd also say, based on the first thing that you said leading into this entire thing, it sounds like she was trying to juggle more balls on Sunday.
I mean, he was wearing a kilt.
And if you're going to put your hands up there, I expect a wee wank or a finger, one or the other. So, anywho, the other, and then of course she's directing the
play,
the musical in the summer. There's still like Saturday, there was callbacks. And so there's a lot of things going on. And Mel's also had a couple of tough days, right? Yeah. Wednesday being particularly shitty. And I'll also openly admit I didn't help in that regards either. I was distant and not a good partner and put myself into bad situations, which also doesn't help her stress level at all. So it was very clear the one thing Mel very much wanted and very much needed, she is not normally one to take part in St. Paddy's Day festivities or anything like that. But the stars worked perfectly. It was the St. Patrick's Day parade in Annapolis, normally done a week or 2 weeks before, was being done on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
It was a gorgeous fucking day.
So pretty.
Such a beautiful day. And the day opens at 10 o'clock with Villa playing West Ham. So we're going to Dark Horse. We're going to go to downtown Annapolis, and we are going as long as she can fucking go.
Right.
It was you, me, and Cole.
And the only thing is I'm able to play this card a little more liberally because she, you're done. I'm able to play that card a little more liberally with her because she knows I've got good instincts in that regard.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate him. Unlike him, I appreciate it when my partner looks out for me.
But also,
he's not going to pull the "you're drunk, let's go home" card unless I'm about to be ridiculous.
But also, typically in public, I put myself out of the situation before it gets to that situation.
No,
I normally don't get dumb. I get dumb at my house. I don't get dumb out in public.
Yeah.
No, and it's not one of those, like, I know some women, as soon as their partner's like, oh, get the hell out of here. But no, with you, I trust your judgment, and I trust you in those scenarios. And so,
That's what it was. And so we start the day. She got up, as she mentioned.
No, Christian, you didn't miss the start. This is all sound check. We're doing it live because Taylor has us on the big screen, and it's Mel's day out story.
We're doing the Mel got real drunk story.
So far, we've now set the scene, right? So we're at Wake and Bake.
So we wake up in the morning, Mel, and what all did you do?
In the
Please
morning and
Smoke
talk about your morning, your start of the morning.
So I put on my Watkins jersey and my Shamrock leggings, and Sam comes around the corner, and I have my hand in the freezer, and the freezer's shut, and he looks at me and he goes, "What's going on?"
I give her all the credit in the world for doing it. The problem is she messed up on the entire tagline.
Why can't we just pretend? Nobody knows that. Why can't you just pretend?
Because details matter.
Mike wants to know, Mel, what the fuck's up with Graham's hair? Does he have headphones on, or is it bad hair day? Yes.
Both.
Look at the ears. My ears aren't 6 times their normal size and black. So I have headphones on.
All right. So he comes around the corner.
Mel is holding a bottle of 99 coconut. And she goes, "It's cold. And I bought it. And now I drink it." And I'm like, first you buy the bucket. Then you put ice in the bucket. And then, Mel, you party.
Then you party.
Well, it's 10:03. She's already had a bowl. It's time to party.
Fucking time to party.
I was already baked, and now I had a shot of 99 coconut. I don't know if anyone's keeping track. And then we get to the Dark Horse.
Yep, Dark Horse. Honestly, Dark Horse was the Dark Horse.
Matt came down from Pennsylvania to watch. We had Cole there. Pretty soon, a lot of the regulars started to fill in for their games.
Good amount of United and Liverpool supporters were there for their match. Paulie saw that we were there because I posted on Facebook, so he showed up right at the end of the Chelsea match.
And at some point, let me tell a story. You were tossing it to me because then I was going to be all like 3 pints of Guinness, 1 shot.
Yeah.
And then Paulie walks in.
Yes.
And more shots happen.
More shots. And then also Mel goes to me, "Buy us shots." I'm like, okay. Like smacks me in the arm. "Buy us shots." I'm like, we're at this stage already.
Yep.
Much like the first time.
By the way, y'all, I am not shot girl. I am never shot girl. I am like put it to the side, not actually go in my mouth, shot girl.
This is the same.
I am now 4 shots in. Was that
a euphemism for your marriage?
Yeah.
3 pints and just let's not even try to count how much
fun
weed.
Doesn't go in your eye. Any place else is fine, but the eye, no fly zone.
Oh my God! Someone just typed a paragraph. I got to read this.
As I had gotten the round of shots.
Oh, we finally got hit by a chatbot on Twitch.
Oh, fun.
Hello. Sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Why, we should click on that right now.
Blacklist stream. Continue.
So when I go to order the shots, I just kind of look at her and I give her the same remark that she gave me the first time I cracked a beer at 8 o'clock in the morning at the beach. She goes, "Oh, it's going to be one of those days." I was like, "Oh, so that's what we're doing today?" She's like, "Yep." I'm like, "Okay,
Sure are.
Sure thing." So,
up.
how to make some red snappers with Westward, and that went over real well.
Nice.
If you're not familiar with what a
Delicious.
red snapper is, it's whiskey, amaretto, and cranberry juice, and shake it like an au pair, and then strain.
Jesus Christ.
That's terrible.
That's horrific.
So we do get a little bit of food in her.
Tater tots.
Tater tots and sliders. This is important. Remember tater tots and
Yes,
sliders. Remember
That
that.
was my breakfast.
Now, her, myself, and Nicole all jump in the car, and I had one Irish coffee and one shot, and that was it. And we drive into Eastport. We're about 5-6 blocks from the bridge, and then about another half mile to downtown.
A friend of
So-
mine let me park at her house.
yeah, so better than having to pay for parking, better than having to deal with all the traffic, but also heart guy, that little bit of a lengthy walk, but we were good. We took some breaks. Everything was fine. This would come into play.
I just imagine Christian and Taylor sitting back in their rocking chairs with their whiskey going,
Christian
not
just
3
said-
blocks, can't do it.
Not looking forward to the part where the tater tots make a reappearance.
Half of that is right, Christian. So the important part to note, the walk back will also be interesting. Not because of the heart patient, because somebody else, a little weeble wobble by the end of the day.
It's 10:05. Should we table this and get to soccer?
No, not yet. We're
Okay.
gonna finish the sound check. Then we'll do footy. We get to the parade. We end up getting right up front where the Grand Master is. So every
Grand Marshal.
Grand Marshal. Sorry,
Not a meeting.
Wrong meeting, Sam.
Wrong meeting. Whew. Don't worry, I'll say something really problematic on the EFL show tonight, but it's really their name. Anyways, we're there. We're starting to watch, and it's fun. The band. There's the Navy band. There's the pipes and drums and all that good stuff. And there's the kids doing the dancing, right? So it's teenage kids all the way down to little ones.
Let's be honest. Stun drunk Mel got bored within 15 minutes.
Yeah,
And it
because
is a 2-hour parade.
well, and she also got bored. We all got bored because it came very quickly. This is a sponsor-heavy parade.
Yeah.
So it's like a walking commercial.
Well,
Johnny
it's-
Big Balls,
yeah.
roofing and siding. Look at them. Hey, look, it's like 10 drunk people that all work at the office
Now,
that don't
to be
normally
fair-
day drink in the back of their truck going, woo!
To be fair, Megan
To be fair,
is really trying to get us to do the parade next year as the tour company. So just putting that out there.
yeah, so we...
I say yes.
I mean, obviously.
Mel and we're all kind of talking about it. It was like, you know what? I think we need an Orange Crush.
O'Brien's!
So we
Let's go find the Duffys.
So we go to O'Brien's. We find Bill and Megan Duffy. They just built an institution at O'Brien's, and Megan used to work upstairs at Middleton's, and now works occasionally at O'Brien's.
On St. Patrick's Day, Megan just introduced herself to Nicole, made us a round of drinks. We drank, we hung out, and we left. And the next day, commented on my Facebook post, "Hey, it was nice meeting Nicole."
Yeah, because they're just fucking
Of the million
professionals.
people
Fucking
who just
professionals.
remember that, because that's Megan Duffy. She is the best bartender that's not working full time in Annapolis.
So we got in there, and we all got Orange Crushes. Mel got a Grapefruit Crush.
yeah, because orange sucks.
I just felt like an Orange Crush. It was a nice, warm kind of day. Just Orange Crush felt like the right call that day.
Well, it was breezy.
And normally I have grapefruit as well, but
That was a kilt joke.
but she also needed. She of course needed Jameson. So then there's a
shit.
round of Jameson.
Is that shot number 5?
Yeah, it was shot number 5.
After another liquor drink.
I totally forgot we did shots there too.
She drank a whiskey drink. She drank a cider drink. She drank a vodka drink. She drank a lager drink.
I sing the songs that remind them of the good times and the songs that remind us of the bad times.
You know, sometimes you like to be too fancy with stuff, Mel.
Yes, Sammy boy.
I would like you to only refer to your crushes this summer as pamplemousse crushes.
Pamplemousse.
If you could, please.
I absolutely
I'll have a
will.
pamplemousse crush.
I apologize for not remembering that yesterday. I will do better.
We decide to go back outside, catch a little more of the parade, but we also need to get across the street where the parade's going to get over to the other side to get to Middleton, so you know where the chicken crossing the road.
You know, we're gaining watchers as this continues on. We're almost like double digits.
It worked. We got across the street,
digits.
and we got across the street. My wife accused me of running over a child, even though she was too drunk to notice that the little child was in front of me, bounced its ball, it landed in the air. I literally caught it as I was walking, handed it to the child, and walked right by it. And Mel was like, "You tried to murder the kid with the ball." I'm like,
No. And by the ball,
it was a beach ball.
yes. I was
wearing a kilt.
You were going to accidentally step over said child.
Well,
I'm just beanbagging on the forehead.
Just saying. I was concerned.
That wouldn't be good.
Are we at Middleton yet?
No, we're getting there.
No, you just.
Thus explaining why I am driving the bus in this current situation,
Oh my
because
God.
she's kind of already starting to forget.
We're at the
Those
part
of
of the
you-
story where you walked out of O'Brien's and went, "Not these fuckers again," and everyone in the parade heard you and was super offended.
So those of you just joining us, because we have a whole bunch of people that popped in, we are the DU Football Show. We will be actually getting to Premier League, but right now it is producer Mel's drunk day out. Sammy, have fun. Carry on.
Key thing to know about that is producer Mel rarely has a drunk day out. It's normally Houston has lots of drunk days out, and so Mel was having her day. Yes,
This was the. I'm going to be honest, third time, but only the third time I've been drunk in Annapolis.
yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yeah, well, I tell people I've never been drunk in Annapolis. That's not true. My 42nd birthday.
She tends
his
to watch it just because
birthday.
she knows enough.
Too many people.
But other than that, no.
I say I've gotten drink 3 days in a row in Annapolis before.
No, I do not drink heavy in Annapolis. I just don't. It's where I work.
To steal a quote that Mel uses all the time that's been accredited to Ben Franklin that she loves to use, so I'm giving full credit here as I say it, is everyone loves a drinker, no one loves a drunk. And that's kind of her thing, right? She doesn't want to, she wants to keep up appearances because she's known in the town. She wants, she's an owner of a business that operates in that town, right in that part of town proper.
No, and I do. And I fake drink some nights. I keep my shit together.
Shots of tea and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we get into...
Not yesterday.
Get into Middleton's, and she goes to the bar and proceeds to get a round of oyster shooters, because if you're in Middleton, you gotta have fucking
Gotta have an oyster
shooters.
shooter, absolutely.
Shot number 6 for her, and she decides that one oyster ale isn't enough. She needs 2 oyster ales.
Okay, Kimmy was really busy behind the bar, and I wanted to be respectful of her time. And I knew I was drinking, obviously, more than 1 beer. Mm-hmm. So I got 3 beers for Nicole and I. 1 for me, 2 for me, 1 for her, and a round of oyster shooters.
Key thing to also note is she said she was going to drink multiple beers. Yes, she definitely went back and had a third. At this time...
oh, yeah, I did.
So wait, so you had 2 oyster shots?
Uh-huh. Oh,
no, 1 oyster shot, 3 beers.
We're at
All right, so it's 7 shots on the drink counter,
hold
right?
on,
At this
and
point,
6 shots on the drink counter.
6 shots.
4 Guinnesses. 1 crush or 2 crush?
1 crush.
1 crush
And then
3 oyster ales.
3 oyster ales.
Nice.
And a whole lot of weed.
Oh yeah. That fucking pen was in her mouth
We
the
are
entire
now
day.
at record high numbers.
Excellent,
So,
very good.
Again, those of you just joining, this is the DU Football Show. But before the guys get to coverage of the Prem, it is Mel's Drunk Day Out.
Well, we're almost done. So there's a
Sounds like it.
there's a musical.
At some point, flame out. I can't keep this up, y'all.
There's a musical act playing. His name is Ryan, and Ryan's acoustic guitarist doing his thing, right, having a good time, and he is who is going to be playing the lead in Escape to Margaritaville.
Oh, I'm sorry. Briefly.
Yes.
I thought she proclaimed she was a musical, much like you proclaimed you were a parade.
Yeah.
Because of her current direction job.
I'm a musical.
I'm a musical. And then just grabbed the guitar in the street and started jamming. That was not it, huh?
Trust me, wait till the walk back. It all pays
Kane's
off.
watching. She goes, sounds like it.
Yeah. So she has a huge crush on the man, and she proceeds to tell her husband about every 5 minutes. I crush on him so hard.
I do. That's not why I cast him.
I'm like,
That is why I asked him to audition, though.
That's great, honey. That's great. And then, of course,
The man works with dolphins.
And then, of course,
cares about the environment.
She's like, he's a doctor. Nicole's a doctor.
He's not a doctor.
Well,
Nicole's a doctor.
but has like a biology degree or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Nicole's a doctor, and he's white. Well,
Nicole, yeah. I'm surprised you even needed the suggestion. Honestly.
Oh yeah. And Nicole, the minute Mel walked away, she goes, she's gonna try to hook me up with him, isn't she?
Never.
And then Mel, the entire time,
I am not presumptuous.
I love him. He's got such a crush on him.
Who, Nicole
I'm
does?
so shipping
Me?
you, Cole.
You.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
so shipping you, Cole.
are.
Like suddenly she's like a fucking like a hipster.
We are at
kid.
new high numbers,
I'm
by the
shipping
way.
you. I'm so
It
shipping
is
you.
entirely possible. Ryan Kozel is watching this
That's
stream
good.
right now.
You deserve to get all of it.
Hashtag RyanKozel.com music or something. That's a bad plug.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ryan
Patreon.com
Never seen a hashtag in the middle of the...
Just she's going for it, you know.
Just leave it to us, all right?
Yeah, I was gonna say leave it to the
Leave it to the fucking talent,
Hey,
please.
whore, leave it to the best whore. Okay, leave
Yeah.
it to my bottom
Now,
bitch.
for those of you, I have been for almost a month now auditioning for Tully's, and I have had so many wonderfully talented men audition for me, and this has been excruciating because I've been turning down qualified people because I was looking for a certain something, and I was just relieved. Like, Ryan's a huge Buffett fan. He's from Talent Machine. He's been wanting to get on stage. It's just the perfect timing, the perfect person, the perfect part. And I just was so fucking happy.
So
And you had never met him before. And I was just,
at this point, and I tipped him very well.
Thank you.
Which was good. I took good care of him.
What asserted dominance you mean?
Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta throw $40 in the tip jar and be like, remember
away from
who's
my wife.
Remember who's the fucking boss here. I'm wearing a kilt and I don't have any drawers on underneath, and I will have no problem showing you exactly how huge my balls are. You know, just gotta pee on your property every once in a while. Gotta be like a dog, right?
Careful,
You know,
Kelly.
you know.
Wait.
I feel like we now have even more people watching.
very
Yes,
good.
once again, this is the DU Football Show.
We'll be
are,
talking soccer soon enough.
still in our sound check part. That is for our paid subscribers, but because the guys like embarrassing me in public, we are continuing it. But the show will start soon. Continue with hashtag Mel's Day Out.
I was gonna say,
Oh no, Day Drunk Mel.
Day Drunk Mel.
Forgot my branding.
if we're following the normal trope of radio, it is you definitely, if the producer wants to be third mic and wants to be a character, you make sure when that character has a day, you fucking talk
100%,
about
you
it.
have
Dude,
to.
I literally just looked around for my coffee that's in front of me. Please go.
All right, so at this point, he's playing music. She's done a video. She's put out like a little post that, hey, we found our Tully Mars and all that. It was
Yeah.
very well done. Good for her, you know, for his
Piling through that
issues.
post
Oh,
after
sure,
she
Billy.
was that deep.
He goes, I pay for Patreon. Now it's free for everyone. Sure, Billy? Oh, you stick around for Patreon.
Oh, you wait for injury
It
time,
is
buddy.
going to be spicy and worth every penny because these guys pissed me off. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, you know. But anywho, now Mel
didn't do anything.
is starting to reach the point of 1 foot on the ground at a time.
yeah.
She's
Oh,
starting to do what I like to call weeble wobble drunk,
It
where
is
weeble
now
wobble wobble,
time
but it don't fall down.
To guide me, not put me to bed, just guide me back towards fewer people.
Yeah, it's time to make our way away from downtown. So I'm like, all right, hey, Mel, it's time to go. She looks at me, she goes, you sure? I go, yeah, it's time to go. And we walk out of Middleton's. As soon as we walk out of Middleton, she goes, remember our buddy Chris from
Yes.
the Blender's Broken pod?
Oh, yeah. Check out the Blender is Broken podcast.
She just goes, Dock Street's right there. Let's go see Chris.
Dock Street!
Literally 3 seconds out of being outside of the fucking bar when I've said, gotta go, girl time. She looks right at me. She goes, we could go get a drink there.
Go to Dock Street.
Looked right at her and I went, no, we can't. We're going this way.
Tom's at Dock Street.
Fantastic.
You love Tom. Let's go.
Love it.
When we walked to the parade, heart patient guy, we stopped 3 times.
Jay goes, no longer fit for public drinking. We've
Yeah.
all been there before.
We
Getting
stopped
me across
3
the
times
bridge
before we got
must
to the
have been fun.
bridge. Before we got to the bridge, we stopped 3 times. One point, she said, I need to sit. It was a stone set up with big stones sticking out of it. And she was like, whatever. And she goes, ooh, that feels interesting.
Haven't felt that in, what is it, 16 years of marriage, 20
fun.
together, you said? Yeah.
So,
Mel, where the fuck are you? Why aren't you home yet? I'm sitting on the bridge, Sam.
Wait.
so we start to go up the bridge. We go up the bridge. We stop no less than about 4 times on the bridge.
On the bridge.
Yeah. Now,
Nice.
again, mind you,
This is getting over towards Eastport, yeah?
the whole trip.
I definitely
3 times
said-
total on the way over.
I definitely said at least once. Oh, I could definitely swim to shore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. Wonder if the water feels good. No, Mel.
Hey, Sam, you know what would make front page papers? Here's
No,
some
man.
ads for the tour company.
And at this point,
Tour
I'm
operator
not.
falls off Eastport Bridge on St. Patrick's Day.
At this point, I'm not upset. I never got upset, but
Katie says, I've definitely left Middleton's no longer fit for public consumption.
I am reaching the point where I'm going. All right,
It's like home time now.
It's like I might have to command her and like hold her by the back of the neck and direct her. So instead, I'm walking ahead, and Cole, being the amazing friend that she is managing the drunk girl like a girl would handle a drunk girl, which is exactly the way it should be handled.
Like we're holding hands and just
having a good time.
La 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 la.
I'm coming down to the bottom of the bridge, and Mel's like, we need to stop again. I'm like, okay, fine. I was like, well, stop over here at this sign, right? So I walk up to the sign. I stop. Nicole gets to me and go, where the hell is she? And I turn around, and there she is walking down. The bitch got a slider in her mouth.
A slider?
Yes.
From
Remember the
that she
sliders
ordered
this
at Dark Horse
morning?
5 hours beforehand? You're lucky you don't have some sort of foodborne illness.
She's got a fucking
Totally
pocket
forgot
slider.
this.
She got a pocket slider. She's walking down the bridge. Nom, 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 nom. And by the way, making the sound. Nom, 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 nom.
So once that third shot kicked in, you thought, ooh, I'm going to just put that right in there.
Better. She took it. She wrapped it up in the paper, the
Eastport
basket
Bridge.
it came in.
Oh, that greasy ass paper.
So she's walking down, and she's going, nom, 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 and then proceeds to toss the paper at me and goes, bet you didn't think I wrapped it up, did you?
Oh, I love it. You're in your 40s.
I look right at her.
Brilliant.
I hand the paper right back to her, and I go, that goes in your pocketbook. I don't have pockets, and I wouldn't carry it if I did. All right, sweet cheeks. We're going to get back to the car
hold
now.
on. So here's my disclaimer. I prepared to irresponsibly spend the day. I hydrated. I had Alka-Seltzer, Pepto-Bismol. I had like supplies with me, and I even had other snacks in my purse. But at breakfast, I was not going to finish my sliders, and I went, I may want this later. And so I did. I wrapped it up in the foil, and it was like
pocket slider.
and then just put it in its own little section of my purse.
What it sounds like is you should have told the Master Wizard taking his microphone at the parade and told everybody this disclaimer. Since you're just pulling out random salmonella
saying.
bags out of your pocket.
I figured I had enough alcohol in me to kill whatever bugs might have been on it. So plan responsibly for irresponsibly.
Love the fact that she's like, oh, yeah, I had Alka-Seltzer that she took at 11 o'clock this morning. So she really prepared well for
No, I
that
had
one.
it in my purse too.
Yeah, just
She
didn't.
should have brought that. You know those the things with the point you can pop a car window in case you drive into a river?
I had that too. I was prepared.
Well, those, to be fair to her, they do have they do have a normally a little blinking flashlight on the end so the rescue divers can find you.
Right. So
maybe she did prepare for that. Actually,
we are we're right in front of Blackwall Hitch. We're getting ready to cross the street. So we go across the street, and as we go across the street, there's a group of drunks walking by us as well. Cole and I managed to make it through. Mel unfortunately gets clipped by a dude, and
dude tripped me.
It was definitely it would have been
a red card.
It wasn't.
If it was McGinn, you would have gotten a red card, and you'd be arguing with me all fucking weekend over it.
He did not intentionally trip her.
Neither did McGinn.
But oh fuck that. Yeah, no, he intentionally tried to kill a fucker, is what McGinn did.
Yeah.
But it was also like
Jared
I'm not moving for anybody, and I don't care that you're in my way. And Mel gets knocked over.
So he didn't intentionally trip her, but he didn't move.
He certainly wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Right?
Prick.
And precisely.
Yeah.
And she goes down, and
I hope he's watching right now.
Katie goes, it wasn't the 57 drinks. He tripped you.
It's good call.
She probably hit a stick.
So a couple of people stop, but he just keeps walking.
Of course.
And I go,
hold on. For that, give me my due.
Oh, you fall beautifully because you're a fucking klutz and you are a professional faller. You know how to fall.
My superpower is that I fall with so much grace, and I somehow instinctually tuck and roll and land fine.
I mean,
I'm fine.
But you can't use a knife.
I'm an excellent faller is like saying my daddy says I'm the best kisser. Like it's not a big compliment.
I didn't know she was Buzz Lightyear.
So, but at this point,
falling with style, Woody.
I just kind of stand because there's a little bit of embarrassment in falling. We don't like it. It's not fun. So I kind of stand in front of her so nobody's in the way. But I also go, hey, Cole, you're going to have to do this because my ass can't bend over or people are going to see a lot more than they want to see.
Yeah, someone pointed out stage training for the falling. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we get her up and we walk about 5 feet.
Okay, then it occurs to me.
Yes.
It occurs to me. Wait a minute.
I crushed my other
Hold
slider.
on. No, I didn't just fall. That fucker tripped me. Wait a minute. That fucker tripped me, and he didn't stop.
What? Fuck you didn't stop, motherfucker! Come on, man! That's a bitch move! Bitch move!
I'm pretty sure that was him. Did he see me? That was him walking in?
Arm around her as she's trying, I'm a you motherfucker! I'm like, oh shit, suddenly she got, brave, mad, fighting drunk skills. No, honey, we're going this way. And then I say,
a middle-aged woman.
That's a Sam.
Middle-aged, right?
Now
That's a Sam Graham move there.
Who trips?
That's how many times have you dragged me away from something like that where I've realized a little too late, and the chance was gone,
and doesn't stop. Why weren't you chasing after him?
Right,
because you're a smart man.
Right, because she does I'm holding her, walking her away, and I'm like, let's not start something I have to finish, please.
And someone goes,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, that makes sense, but why don't you want to finish it? I'm like,
oh, here we go. Now we're calling my manhood into question. My loyalty to my wife. Yeah.
I'm managing you right now. That's why. That's my manhood is right now handling your drunk fucking pocket slider eating ass. That is my job right now.
I can't see who the comment's from, but it says, of course, it's always the women with the big guys wanting to start fights.
Yep.
And that's when each guys look at each other and goes, nah. Christian goes, the many stages of day drunk Mel.
Yeah, and so we're starting to walk, and we get her walking. And
I
now
can't see Facebook. It just shows up Facebook user if you're commenting from the group. They think now I'm just somebody. So I'm so sorry.
All right. Anywho, well, as we continue, as this is happening, we're walking. We are now less than 2 blocks away, right? 2 blocks away from getting to where we need to get to, right? It now becomes the 5 steps forward, turn around, I want to go back. We should go get a drink. I need to go fuck with that guy.
Let's go to Blackwall Hitch.
I need to go buy that guy a shot.
Yes,
it is the many stages of Mel just processing everything. It's like, No, we're going this way. Ooh, look, we saw that tree this morning. Yes, and you commented on it. We're still going.
It was this beautiful. You know how you've heard about those trees that are like part apple, part pear? This was 4 trees grafted, and it was all blooming at once, so you could see the different blooms coming.
Holy shit! Now she has a moment of fucking
right,
clarity.
God, Jesus Christ! It's not Unity Day. Fuck off.
Weeble wobble.
We'll get it on the Earth Day special.
This is Eastport. Everything's a picket fence. Most of them are made of iron, and she's just.
She's just fucking Vlad the Impaler herself over there.
And the sidewalk is about 6 inches wide, and I'm walking in the street just making sure she does not fall off the fucking curb and crack her fucking skull open.
Paul Gillespie taking pictures, front page of the Capital Gazette newspaper, tour operator, impales herself on fence in Eastport.
Remnants of slider found.
Last known meal, slider and tater tots.
It's a shame when the ghost tour guide becomes the ghost.
So we finally get to the driveway to go back to the car, and we're walking back to the car, and I mean I'm now holding on to her. I got the arm around her shoulder, and I'm doing the directing.
I'm so glad Pat wasn't
hand is
home.
now moving the shoulder, and this is how she's moving.
I am so glad Pat was not home to witness this.
She I say, we get to the front of my car, and I go to unlock the car because the keys are in my satchel, so I couldn't just like pull it out and unlock all the doors. So I let go of her for a second. I go, "Can you get yourself around to the front of the car?" No.
We just walked 2 miles.
So I unlock the car. I go around to the front. I open up the door. She tries to run through my door and finally get her into the car. And I go, "Okay, hon, put your arms in." So she leans all the way across the front of my car. And then I close the door. We get her in. Nicole's in. And we're driving back to Dark Horse to get Nicole to her car so Nicole could go back to DC.
Yeah.
Get there. "Hey, Cole, I'd get out and give you a hug. But if I get out, that means she gets out. And if she gets out, I don't think I'm getting her back in." So we are staying in the car. And she's like, "But we can go in and have a drink." "No, we can't now." "No, we cannot."
Come on. One more.
Oh. Finally, we're driving back. We're having a great conversation. You know, she had a wonderful day. It was,
and I still had my vape on me.
It was exactly what I wanted for her. That's the other thing too.
I had so much fun.
Understand with all the poking of fun that I am doing about her right now. She had a blast of a day. Fuck, my wife needed it. She needed it badly. It let her hair down and have fun.
You talking to that bro that tripped her, or?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then we get home.
Uh-oh.
And I tell her, I'm like, "Hey, look, been on my feet all day. Again, a little swelling from the heart stuff. Like, I want to get out of my clothes. I just want to kind of lay down and decompress a little." She ain't done yet. Fortunately, she done drinking. But she does grab the old bowl and the old lighter, and she gets on out there and continues to have fun there. And I get a picture, like literally within 8 minutes, of just her dumb face sitting on the porch going,
You're just sending funny face photos.
like, well, no,
it's so wholesome.
It's the, "Hey, fat man, get your ass out here. I want to play. I want to play with my toy. Like, you need to come entertain me, right?"
There was no words. You're all inference and nothing else. You'll tell me, what does this face say to you?
It says,
I gotta see. I haven't seen this. Oh, you are fucking wasted, bro.
that is. I want to fuck with my husband.
I haven't seen Mel that drunk since probably 6th of July ago.
That's husband. Get your ass out here.
Yes, Christian and Taylor, I'll send you that photo so you can use it in the future.
So
I can't wait.
I would do it to you guys. I'd do it to myself.
I tell her, I send back a text. I was like, "Hey, I just want to take a quick shower, wash the day off of me, get into something comfortable, and I'll come on out." And I really don't want to. I'm kind of just done with the day. I'm
such an asshole in this next part.
I get ready to come out, and she was like, "Where are you?" I was like, "I answered your text." "Oh, my phone died." "Oh, okay. Well, thank you, darling. Quite nice of you to now inform me of this, right?" And as that happened, I come out, and she's decided she wants to build a fire. Okay, that's great. She builds fires all the time at our house. Honestly, I don't make the fire pit. She makes the fire pit. sit at the fire,
wants to
drink
burn
whiskey, and
some
smoke a cigar. That's what I do. She does all the work.
Yeah.
So
Who wants to build a fire?
she's grabbing a bunch of small sticks and stuff like that that are going to
No
burn
one
quickly.
asked
And I'm
me
like,
if I
okay,
should.
this will be fine, right?
Right.
She's built everything up. She's lights the fire, and then she walks over with these 2 gigantic fucking logs. She goes, I'm only putting 2 logs on the fire.
Two.
Boom, boom.
Whomp. Because my fire is so good.
She sits down, and immediately oh shit, I'm sitting.
Falls asleep. Yep.
Within 5 minutes, I'm like, hey, honey, I'll stay out here with the fire, which, again, I don't want to be out here with. I got a cigar lit. I got a whiskey. I didn't even really want to drink the whiskey.
Because I build fires so good, those 2 logs are like, we're in it now.
Yeah. Well, the problem was they were very thick, round logs.
Yeah, so
the
it burned for
entire
fucking ages.
The
Yeah.
outside was completely lit, but the dead center, like, it wasn't happening anytime soon.
It'd take fucking forever.
So I just like, Mel, go in and lay down. Go relax. Like, I've got this. I'll stay with the fire. So I stayed with the fire for about 45 minutes.
Finish your cigar and whiskey.
Right. And then I sit on the deck while I cover up the fire, and I'm just trying to let it burn down. Right. Eventually, I had to put it out with some water because those big logs just weren't gonna
Yeah, there's no way they're going out.
put the chickens to bed. I come in to the house. Her glasses are on my dresser, right? So for you don't know, my side of the room is when you walk in. Her side of the room
It's the other side,
right?
yeah.
So my
if
side of
you
the room,
come
it's
into
my
murder,
dresser,
Murder straight ahead. Don't murder to the right.
and then there are 2 flip flops in kind of opposite directions on each side of the corner of my bed, and my wife diagonal across the bed, as if she went glasses, shoes, nose dive right into the bed.
Yep, swan dive right in there.
I was smart enough to order
I made it that far. Hey,
a gigantic cheesesteak
I
sub
made it
for her.
that far.
Yes, you did. You did. Order a gigantic cheesesteak sub, and that came around.
What time of day is this?
That was about 7 o'clock at night. You
you
went
go.
into bed around 6.
Okay, 6 o'clock at night. I'm done.
And around 8:30 when the food came, I just came and kind of gave her a little nudge and just said, hey, do you want to...
alive? Did you poke me with a stick?
No, I gave you a kiss on the forehead, and I just said, hey, baby, I have food for you. Do you want to eat or do you want to sleep? And by this time, she had finally figured out what covers were and had her side of the bed was, and she was all covered up. And she was like, no, I'm just going to stay here. Also, worth also noting at this time, our dog, our 3-year-old, 80-pound boxer pit, that is the Prince that always has someone around, has had an entire day with nobody around. He's fired up and he just wants attention, and I don't have the energy to give him attention. And well,
She's half dead.
Mish drinks a lot with pocket sliders, is fucking passed out.
Keep going.
So-
As I have a fun alternate universe to this.
So
Kate goes,
the dog-
hey, baby, I got you a cheesesteak. It's definitely my love language. The green flag guy would be waving around.
Oh,
Green flag,
definitely.
green flag.
Green flag.
You, sir, are honey roasted.
Yeah. So I just told her it was there for her. She had it this morning. So this afternoon, she got to have a great cheesesteak.
I cried this morning.
And she was like, you remember the
After I
cheesesteak?
puked.
And then she was like, man, I want something cold to drink. I was like, could you go get me a soda? I was like, oh, you mean like the 2-liter bottle of Coke that's sitting in the fridge? Like, I covered it all. I knew the assignment, man, right?
Yeah.
I do
good man.
love in this world of mansplaining, right? That and justifiably so, we as men do that bullshit a lot, and it's not cool.
It comes from a place of good from you.
Women assume we do not know what we're fucking doing
I take
90%
that
of
back.
the time.
Yep, take it
We
all
don't,
back.
but
You're a
yeah.
fuckhead.
Like, when it's go time, when we really need to think about it, 9 times out of 10, we know
get the job done.
exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the
What
fuck
you're
we're doing.
telling me is you're sandbagging the rest of the time?
No, it's we don't care.
Because we don't want your
care.
expectations to be too high.
You got to understand there's just times.
There you go, managing
There's
it.
100%.
We got all the other shit going on in our lives that we're just like, no, this one I don't care about right now. Like,
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. But when we know it has to be done, we make sure it gets fucking done, right? And so it was. Mel woke up a few times over the course of the evening. The overall day had caught up with her. We'll say it that way.
Yeah.
And but we woke up this morning. She got to have some cheesesteak, and she was feeling hungover. I'm like, yeah. She's like, said what she always says. I'm just gonna smoke weed the rest of my life. I'm never drinking again. Wrong.
weed.
Wrong. You're gonna drink
drinking
again.
anymore.
Right, you've
And I
already
kept telling
finished
her,
half your whiskey.
Like you're gonna fucking drink again, woman.
Grab your beer now.
Yeah.
All right, so Please, closing thoughts from you guys, because we do actually need to do a soccer show, and I need to get another beer.
I don't know.
Need to get her
You're not
and
leaving from that chair. I mean, we have record viewers right now.
All right, well then we'll fucking do a show, and you don't get a tapache till EFL show.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
We've got record people, so we just got to get into it.
All right, hey, all you people that are here, I hope you like two dumbasses talking about fucking footy in a moment.
Do you want to know the alternate universe thing?
Okay, what's that?
You walked in and you said, "Hey, babe, I got you some food," and she just holds up a fistful of tater tots. I'd have died laughing.
Brilliant.
All right, ready?
Hi, I'm Tegan Graham, aka The Better Graham, and this is the DU Football Show.
Really?
I needed to fucking jump in on something quick, man. She was like, we're going right into the show. I mean, I get it. She's producing, and that's what she's supposed to be doing. But it was like, fuck me. She came right at it. You know?
A little much. Are you okay after yesterday?
We survived. All
right, good. All right, you ready to do this, though?
You know what's great?
Huh?
No motherfucking malort. I don't care if we didn't play. It still counts. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Snub of my lord. Looks great in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Drunkard United! Drunkard United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League and the FA Cup as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, with the meanest, maddest, dankest memes, my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing, Mr. Graham?
Doing very well, thank you. You know, just sharing my life away.
That's a little foreshadowing. Little
habanero pepper for later. A little spicy.
Oh,
little spiciness smell.
Definitely some spiciness. Smells a little spicy.
Mom's a little pissed off.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcast. And, of course, streaming live right now, wherever you like to get your streaming services. We are available on every single Monday night. Yep. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. It's at DU Football Show on all the social media and DU Football Show at gmail.com to get in touch via email. And make sure you join the closed group, Drunkard United FC. It's where most of the hashtag bans happen. And it's a ton of fun in there on about 99.9% of the time.
Well, I mean, as long as it's not a dank meme that upsets people.
Taylor's already got one up. Even with the freebies, longtime Patreon subscribers, when infamous Shorebilly ruse paid content being released for free. First time?
Not wrong at all.
He was so like getting that out fast, like he think messed up a little on the typing, but the thing's still the same.
Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Right off the jump before we get into this big one, big shout out to our boy Ken.
Yes.
We'll get into why, but that is who procured us number 6. And I know he said he was going to have his daughter stay up a little bit to watch live, so let's just give her a quick shout out.
This show would be better with less F words.
Sorry, Maddie, we're still going to fucking cuss. Backstory behind that, too. Whenever I go over and hang out with him and we share a few whiskeys up in Hartford County and have a cigar, she anxiously sits around us waiting for me to slip up. So she goes, oh.
Brilliant.
So,
That's
Mr.
good.
Graham, what are we drinking tonight?
Absolutely. We have number 6 on Whiskey Advocate's Top 20 of 2023. And this is the Maker's Mark Cellar Aged 2023. It clocks in at 57.85% by volume. That'd be 115.7. How you like that math? Quick math. Hashtag quick math.
Well done. If we had a full bottle of it, we'd be able to read that.
Yeah.
But
Couldn't. Had to just do it. Should have ran about 150 when it was available in March. And after that, we couldn't get any. But Ken came through for us, obviously, which Sam has already alluded to. Your blurb comes from David Fleming, and Whiskey Advocates panel rated this a 94. This year came the moment Maker's Mark fans have all been waiting for, the release of an ultra-aged Maker's Expression. The extra maturation was done in a specially built limestone cellar to guard against Kentucky's summer heat. The result is a dram of your dreams, beautifully integrated flavors of cocoa powder, cinnamon, cola, black cherry pudding, vanilla, and delicate spice, followed by a long finish delivering more of the same. It's smooth and irresistibly drinkable, even at this powerful proof. The Maker's faithful will be delighted to know there's more coming, as this will now be an annual release. Cinnamon, yes. Baking spice, yes, on the end. Black cherry, yes. I don't get a ton of chocolate off of it, like cocoa powder. Cola, yeah, but cherry and baking spice tends to taste like cola.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a and the finish is pretty decent. Got a little heat to it, but it dissipates quickly. It lets you know it's there. But it definitely calms down and all the flavor comes through remarkably
I'd say this
well.
was a bottle in bond at an even 100. I would not say it was 115. I would certainly wouldn't say that. It is bloody fucking exceptional. It is a fantastic glass of whiskey. And there is no fucking reason this bottle should be on this fucking list.
Yep, correct.
Obviously, by taste and stature and everything, it should be on. It like
Should be on any list.
right? But the point of this list is to be accessible whiskeys, and we are lucky that we have relationships.
We are very lucky.
Or we have friends that have relationships, or we have stores like your store, all of you, who was smart enough when they got this bottle, did not sell it right away. They put it in the back and they held on to it because honestly, this is like trying to find a fucking pappy.
Yeah, it's a unicorn, man. It's a
And-
fucking unicorn. And unicorns shouldn't be on this list. To your point, it's supposed to be accessible to get people into whiskey. The other problem we had with this list this year was the expensive nature of this list. So you're trying
Should
to get
be
people
under $1.50.
You're trying to get people into whiskey. You want people to enjoy whiskey, and it's a community. There's how many groups about whiskey?
Yeah.
To only have $100 plus bottles on a list.
Right.
And 5 marks you can't find but once a year. It's like, come on.
With Scotch, I get because they're going to probably be about $1.50. I get that.
I'm just saying.
But on the American whiskey side, there's plenty of other things you could have put on, and especially when we do the next 2 that we do are also going to be harder to find American whiskeys, but not impossible to find American whiskeys.
This was impossible to find.
like
Unless you're us, because we're that good. As
when
we
this
say all
list
the time.
came out, we were all like, well, let's start figuring out how we're going to find tasters. Like, let's figure
Which
this out.
we have a network of people that we use for that as well.
Right. And Ken helps with a lot of that on the taster side of things.
Justin does too, yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, there's been stuff before where it's just not on the list and you can only get it down in Kentucky, and Justin got us a bottle.
Yep.
He came up and got us a bottle.
Your boy Todd's gotten us stuff down there a few times. Lives just across the border.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I can say the following. This is an exceptional fucking glass of whiskey. It truly is. It is absolutely fucking exceptional. If you could find a bottle of it, I'd say buy it. It's worth every fucking penny.
It definitely is.
If you see it on a back bar at a good whiskey bar, spend the $75 for a 1 ounce dram and try it. You should try this whiskey. It's beautiful. This is Maker's is a weeder, much like the Pappies are a weeders. And weeders get really good with age.
Yeah, they
And
do.
this is
I'm annoyed they
just
didn't tell us how old it was.
11-year-old and 12-year-old juice.
Oh, is it? Okay, blended 11 and 12-year-old. Nice.
It was like 13% 11-year-old juice, and the rest, the other 87, was
Nice.
a 12-year-old juice.
All right.
Yeah. It, again, says it all on the label, which I would love
Wish I had.
Right.
You want to know what's interesting too? Little side note.
Yeah.
Little full circle side note, Mel. Limestone in the paranormal world is a great conduit for spirit energy. Okay. Tour company, downtown Annapolis. Drunk Mel, almost impaling herself and becoming a ghost. We could drink this and talk to her again, Sam. Limestone cellar.
It was a good try.
Thanks.
Good try, Graham. It really was. You
It
tried
was
to get there.
far-fetched.
Yeah, you worked on it. It was, you know,
I had to do 2 laps to get there is the problem.
Processing it as you were
wasn't
doing
fast
the joke,
enough.
you know, just it's not bad. You know, they don't all land.
It's all right. It's okay. No, they don't because they're ghosts. They don't have feet.
Right. So there you go.
See, that's
recovery.
quicker. That's the point.
Yeah. All right. What else do we got to do, Mr.
Always
Graham?
remember to drink responsibly.
Again, thank you very much, Ken, for pulling this off. And he has said that he will be bringing the last little bit of the bottle to the whiskey party.
Nice.
So the Patreon people will have the opportunity to try a little bit of it. But when I say a little bit of it, honestly, everybody, I mean a little bit. Try to make sure.
This is one that won't be
some.
on the table. He'll be holding the bottle himself.
Yeah. Yeah, precisely.
To help give samples out.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. Abbreviated week. I want to go ahead and give this preface right off the bat. We know a lot has happened with the profitability and sustainability situation. There is now rumor that Wolves are about to be charged. Obviously, Forest got their deduction today. Everton still has another hearing coming up. We are not discussing any of that this week other than in one context for Luton a little bit later. We're going to save that all till next week. It's an international break. We're going to need something to talk about. We're going to talk about that the whole damn time. So what I want to go ahead and open with is it was a very eventful week for Luton. The Hatters had a week of ups, downs, and well then after today, who really fucking knows?
Yeah.
Bournemouth 4, Luton 3, Luton 1, Forest 1. Great start. Amazing first half for Luton. They're doing everything right, and then it all went to shit.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, as well as Cheech performed on her stroll on the way back to the car, Chong was all by himself in the 6-yard box,
Yeah,
wasn't
he
he?
was.
Hey,
Well said.
hashtag witty. Okay.
She's too focused on that now. She's already toned us out. Look at her. She's already toned us out.
She's not even listening. Jesus, that was good. How was he so alone? What happened?
I mean, completely. Just completely alone.
I mean, honestly, the Bournemouth defense was like a bad parent at the mall. They just completely lost their kid.
yeah, just let the kid walk away.
Yeah, he's just doing what he wants. Just a lovely old stroll. It'll be the easiest goal he'll ever score. But it was a good cross, though, to pick him out. He didn't have to change his run, didn't have to break stride. It was excellent. Kaminsky obviously saved well a few times to keep Luton's advantage. And Ogbene doubled their lead on 31 minutes after some decent play from Luton, actually. Knocked around pretty well around midfield, found the gap, and just exploited it.
Yep.
But then, as you say, and then Ross Barkley won it.
with a thunderstrike.
It was a thunderbolt. Good counterattack that. And Ross Barkley was on it from the jump when it was, it was kind of his both games, really. If you want to talk about him in context, both games were Ross Barkley centric. He was excellent across the whole week for them.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, Bournemouth, Ariola gave one hell of a team talk because that team got their shit together in the second half.
Yeah, no, they did. But Solanke got it off with a fine piece of strength and skill and everything else. But I had the same thought about the Foot Clan watching the Ninja Turtles back in the day. They've only got 4, right? Solanke's only one guy. He was surrounded by 3 within about 6 feet. You don't have to attack one at a time.
Right.
To use your advantage.
Yeah, attack them all at once.
Yeah, they're all just standing there waiting for that guy to get beat so they can jump in.
Yeah.
It's like, it just reminded me of like bad superhero cartoons and movies where they're terribly outnumbered by the villains and they just stood there waiting for their turn to get their ass kicked.
It's like every Roadhouse style movie, like Patrick Swayze getting ready to fight somebody.
Yeah.
There's 5 guys. They each come on one at a time. Wop, wop, boom.
Yeah.
Next guy. Wop, wop,
So
boom.
what
Next
do you-
guy. Wop, wop, boom.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so they did that, and Solanke did well to beat the defender he had. He was, not favorite to get on the end of that ball, and then scored, obviously. But yeah, goal mouth scramble. Zabarini did his thing.
Yeah, ball over the line. It looked like it
barely
might not
over the
have
line.
gone
I mean, it was close. I think the Luton defender probably should have left the first one for Kaminsky. He was kind of in the way, to be honest. Kaminsky looked like he had it covered, but that's what popped it back into play and allowed the second header to come in.
Well, and as that second goal happened, you could just see Luton kind of really shrink into itself. You could feel the tension, like
big time. And it only took 2 minutes.
Right. Instead of them trying to really kind of go for it, just and at that point you're just like, oh shit, they're gonna bottle this one.
Well, yeah, and it only took 2 minutes for Semenyo to get his goal to equalize. So it was, it was very quick, and you saw that those shoulders drop and them, as you say, collapsing amongst themselves to try to defend that lead. And then, but that's not your game plan. It's not how you're set up. It's not your system.
That's not who you are.
It was very easy to exploit space and to get around that at that point. And and Semenyo did, and then he got another one, obviously, later on.
Yep. And that kind of put that did it.
But Carlton Morris and Barkley should have scored kind of each and together.
Oh yeah. Well, Neto had himself a very good match.
He did have a good game as well.
He did not have a very good game against Sheffield the week prior.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that happens here, though, is Luton then have to have a quick memory, man. Got to be a goldfish. You got to forget about this shit because you now have the team that is directly in front of you in the table in your building that weekend. And Kenilworth was bumping.
Absolutely was. They were right behind the team, as they should be.
And the Hatters came out swinging. Now, ironically, they wouldn't be the first team to score, but at first, like you said, Ross Barkley was on the ball. He was ready to have a day.
It was his week. I mean, I think he had 4 shots in the first 15 minutes. Like 3 of them were on target.
But as the half went on, fucking Forest took over. And
they threatened a couple times, but Kaminsky did well. It wasn't nothing really clear cut that Forest had. But now, there was one very special goal line clearance from a Divock Origi shot that was stopped. But Chris Wood uses everything but that big, meaty forehead
to get that ball in the back
of the net. Every inch of his 6'3" frame and his studs to get that ball in the back of the net. And but it was a good cross. It was a good goal, good run.
My observation is after that happened, you saw it again. You saw Luton's starting to feel the pressure of where they are and everything. And they've also, I think they're very aware, and we'll get onto it here in a moment, of how the rest of the season looks for them. Yeah. Right? And they knew this is one they needed. And really, the bulk of the second half, Forest did everything they should. They really did. I mean, they gave it away at the death. And it took...
Yeah, but Mengi had a goal disallowed.
Right.
Which kind of the same thing happened in West Ham, which we'll come on to later. I think it's a bit unfortunate. I understand how the rule's written.
It's what the handball
but it's
ball
not
rule
intentional,
is.
And a lot like actually 2 of West Ham's goals. The arm was still tucked in.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you meant to do with it? Right. Where am I supposed to put this?
Right.
Like, I'm not making myself bigger.
Right. And if it was a defender and that had happened, it wouldn't have been called a handball.
It's not a handball. It's not a penalty. So why are you taking the goal away?
Right.
I'll say it. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. Goals are the best bit.
Yep.
Why are we doing everything we can? Why are we doing everything we can to take away goals?
Yep.
I fucking hate that. But despite his goal being disallowed, he had another brilliant goal line clearance as well to keep Luton in the game. And that obviously proved crucial because Luke Berry in the 89th minute.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep.
But before that...
Would it surprise you to hear that it was off a set piece?
Oh, yeah.
Luton might be good at set pieces, everybody.
What a fucking glancing header that was to get it to that far post. I mean, that is the epitome of a flick. A deft little flick took literally the entire Forest team out of play. And set up a fairly easy finish for Luke Berry.
Yeah, the only thing Forrest didn't do right in the second half was put him away.
That's the wrong game.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, because Luke Berry was a set piece that came in from the front, and he swept it. Oh. He turned on a dime and shot it with his left foot. That was Luke Berry's finish.
It was.
That was excellent.
Woodard.
It was Woodard in the other
game.
On
in this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho, the game ends. They get the draw. They are now 3 points behind Forest until this morning when we come to find out that Forest, under the financial and sustainability violation, has been docked 4 points. Again, we will get into all of that on next Monday's show.
All the details next Monday, yeah.
But even with that, Luton's schedule is not easy the rest of the way. They have hands down the hardest opponent schedule the rest of the way, and a lot of them aren't at Kenilworth.
And I think they're only 2 points clear of Forest. Is that right? Only 1 point clear of Forest. Yeah,
because they were three behind, and then the 4-point deduction puts them one ahead.
Right.
And you're out of the zone, right, which is where you need to be. But in the same regards, remember when Everton got their 10 points? They won 4 in a row.
You made that up in a few weeks.
Right,
Yeah.
because they got fired up about it, and it galvanized them. You have to imagine this will do the same to Forest as well. And frankly, Forest has an easier schedule the rest of the way.
And Forest is getting a little healthier.
Yeah. So my personal opinion, the Hatters are a great story. Everybody wants to see them survive this season.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, for me personally, they fell out of the league on Wednesday. That loss is going to be too much to come back from.
Well, the worst part is, and we've said this about Sheffield United, a lot lately. We said this about, to an extent, about Burnley, not as much, but because they do still try, they just suck. But Luton are giving it an honest fucking go. Mm-hmm. And that you want to see that. We said this about Norwich in the past a few times. Those of you that have been longtime listeners to the show, when you pack it in and give up, we're kind of over it.
Yeah,
But Luton haven't done that. They've been a credit to themselves, and they've been trying to do the best they can. They haven't come and just been, fucking low block. We're gonna defend our way through this and finish in 10. They're playing their way, and they're losing games 4-3.
right.
They're rescuing points at the death. They're trying to entertain their fans. And it's just sad that we probably are going to lose them at the end of the season.
As one of the members, and forgive me for not remembering who you were specifically, but someone in the group had said, while the 4-3 is exciting, this looks exactly like the team that's about to go down.
Yeah.
We move our attention to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup that saw some amazing matches, but still sees 3 of the big 6 going to Wembley. Coventry 3, Wolves 2, Manchester City 2, Newcastle 0, Chelsea 4, Leicester 2, Manchester United 4, Liverpool 3. Coventry actually dominated the bulk of the match against the Wolves.
As the Coventry should have been up 6-0 at halftime.
I mean,
but Jose Sa had himself a hell of a game. Mm-hmm. Jose Sa was excellent in this game, multiple times over. It surprisingly was 0-0 at halftime.
Right.
But Ellis Sims gets a goal. Really, as we've said, was a long time coming.
Yeah.
But there was a 5-minute spell shortly after that where Wolves just let their quality show. Not shortly, that was about 20 minutes later, but where Wolves just let their quality show finally. Hey, fuck, we're the Premier League team here.
Right.
And they just hit them, bang, bang, just sucker punch.
Yep, couple of goals, and then in the 86th minute,
Aitnery and Bueno.
Coventry's going, oh shit, we're down.
Yeah,
we're down.
Gary O'Neill's thinking, hey, this is Bueno right now.
90th minute, Ellis Sims scores again, makes it 2-2.
No bueno.
Yeah. I will say there was a little bit of controversy in this match before we get to the game winner. Was on the first goal, Ellis Sims with a potential handball. I do think VAR got it right in the following sense. There was not a good enough angle to be able to overturn it. Right? It has to be clear and obvious.
So it's just again, Arsenal and Wolves get fucked, huh?
I would also say, it's that in the West Ham one, I didn't think it was clear and obvious to overturn that one.
I did.
Yeah. You
can see his arm move towards it.
Just a little, but I think they got it right personally. And then of course there was also the kick to the face that, some people are like, oh, he kicked him in the head. It was like, this was exactly like the McAllister situation. The guy threw his head right at where the guy was kicking it. Yeah. He was looking for the foul, and he barely got him. Like there was a little nick on his nose and a little bit of blood, and it just felt like they was looking for that foul.
Trying to find a reason to give a red.
So I think VAR got that right as well, but we get 10 extra minutes added on, and when you know it, in the 90th plus 10th minute, what the fuck happens?
Oh, yeah. How's you right? just found the corner with such a beautiful shot and hurried as well. I mean, Wolves were trying to close him down. He had some pressure on him. He almost didn't get the shot off. And he found that far corner. Jose saw it full stretch again, almost got a fingertip to it, but just couldn't reach it. And it was fucking scenes, man.
It was that
brilliant.
perfect wide curve that it looks like it's going wide, but as you can tell, it's almost like it bent around, and then turned in and barely nestled itself right inside the post.
It was just sexy.
Perfectly hit ball. And then everybody losing their mind.
Of course, because that's what the FA Cup's about.
I mean, it was incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
That's
And
the point of it.
Championship side Coventry City is finding themselves going to Wembley in the semifinals
And
of
then
the FA
soon
Cup.
to be championship side Manchester United is who they'll face.
Yeah, precisely. Honestly,
JK.
this one we keep very short and sweet. Sorry, Short Billy, there's just not a lot to really talk about. City were clinical. You know, Silva scored the exact same way both fucking times.
Yeah, deflections.
Yeah,
It's bullshit.
But also in the box, how he scored them, like how he got open, how he got himself to the shot. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle obviously have their... Alexander Isak had a great chance. Stefan Ortega did make a very good save from that shot. He was only about 8 yards out, got a good, strong left hand to it, and cleared it out of the 6, actually, with that touch as well, which was pretty good. But other than that, we watched a City possession drill that they do at training.
Mm-hmm.
And then
pretty much what it
Bernardo
was.
Silva had 2 deflected shots, and I wanted to claw my eyes out. And I only watched the 10-minute highlight package.
And the key thing I would say with that match, honestly, for Newcastle is now, if you're following the Manchester City model, you were supposed to win a cup this year. You were supposed to win something like a domestic cup. You didn't.
But
right?
they also haven't bought like City bought back in the day.
True. Very true. But now you are at the point where right now you're on the outside looking in of Europe. You need to get into Europe. If you want to keep spending money, you need to get into Europe.
They are at the point where somebody should be punching a horse. Because everybody's getting angry and defensive, and I like it.
Just what you expect from your Geordies, right?
Punch a police horse.
Or punch each other. Punch a teammate or punch a horse.
Yeah. Or just go get yourself a 12-pound all-you-can-eat pasta buffet.
Kind of same thing. We're going to kind of keep this one short and sweet, even though there were a lot of goals to be had and some interesting storylines. Chelsea go up and then give up probably the ugliest, stupidest own goal I think anyone's ever seen in their lives.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. But I do want to mention how Cucurella was the second toddler lost this weekend at the ball. And he was fucking all alone.
Yeah.
How they
he's
missed
got big
that.
old bushy hair. How do you miss that kid?
Yeah. He almost blocked himself from seeing it. It came in front of his face.
He's got locks that put yours to shame, man.
Oh, bad. Yeah, no. I look like a crackhead compared to him. He's brilliant. Maybe not in the face, but in the hair situation, yeah, definitely.
What was
Do you remember when he got yanked down in the box by his hair?
Yep.
That was he should probably put that up.
What was so brilliant about the own goal that Chelsea gave up, it was one of those ones where it happened so slowly and you're just watching the ball.
You can see the whole thing happen.
Bouncing into the net, and you just see the keeper just isn't even moving because the keeper knows even if I try to run and get it, I ain't getting
Robert
it.
Sanchez shouldn't have been where he was in the first place. I don't know where it's like he just stopped walking.
And the defenders and they're all just looking at it, just going, well, that's gonna go into the net eventually. Yeah,
Goal.
There it is.
Have you ever seen anybody play Fortnite and like go up to a non-playable character and they just are continually just kind of strolling around, right? And you could buy things off them or whatever. Robert Sanchez looked like that. Like, Disasi had taken 3 or 4 touches back towards his own goal, and Sanchez is just still wandering out of the box.
Just walking away.
Where's he going?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And Disasi wasn't even under that much pressure and just absolutely launches this ball skyward. If it was on the ground, he didn't hit it very well. But if it was on the ground, Sanchez probably could have caught up to it because of the friction of the ground.
Yep.
But the fact that he ended up underneath of it, it let it continue its momentum just that much more, and Sanchez couldn't get there. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
So Chelsea gives up their lead. The Foxes get a red card, and then Chelsea scores 2 more and wins.
Yeah.
It was just like the weirdest kind of ebb and flow to this match.
Well, so what do you think? There was a red in this one, wasn't it?
Yes, there was.
First off, I had to find 4 different highlight streams because ESPN's didn't show the fucking red card
Really?
for some reason.
Wow.
I don't know if it's because my YouTube cut to an ad and I could have rewinded it, but the video did not go back to where I left the video. I came back to, it's a red card. And I didn't know what happened. So I had to go find it. So I finally saw it. It's
I was going to say,
obviously definitely a red.
Saw it, but I was watching it in real time while also watching the Villa West Ham game. So I saw it, but I didn't see it kind of
But
thing.
it was absolutely a red card,
Oh, yeah.
obviously. No question about that. But before that, I thought Mavididi was great. And if you were a Chelsea defender, besides Disasi, Mavididi had, feet like Houdini. He just made everybody fucking miss. They just didn't know what they were doing, all at 6s and 7s, and a good finish. Sanchez at full stretch couldn't get there again. But then you have the Chelsea supporters, right? It's tied 2-2 now, I think, in it. And he subs off Mudryk. And then the boos rain down from the stands. Well, Chukwuemeka, who he brought on for Mudryk, ends up scoring the go-ahead goal, the winner.
Yeah.
And then you have Madueke, who came on for Chukwuemeka came on for Raheem Sterling, I think. And then Madueke, who came on later, added the insurance goal.
That was a hell of a rip.
That was a fucking great shot.
Oh, that was a shot.
But then now we're clapping again. So it's like you criticize the manager, but the decisions he made won you the game. But it was very strange. The whole thing was very strange. I'm so glad I'm not a Chelsea supporter.
So honestly, here for the final thought with Chelsea is
I can't make that show title.
What?
I'm so glad I'm not a Chelsea supporter.
It's just so confusing. I don't know who to root for.
the match was confusing.
By the
It
way,
was just a weird match.
Taylor says a Fortnite reference. Who let Mez Oil in their studio?
Walked right into that one, killer. The thing for me is now for Chelsea, they have to win this FA Cup, and if they don't win this FA Cup and they don't get into Europe, frankly, they're in trouble with their finances as well. Now, I'm sure the FA will figure out a way to make sure that they'll be A-okay, because that's how they roll. I'm saving that for next week. Rant for next week. But they do pull City, and you're like, okay, well, City should probably win. Not so fast. They've had multiple scored draws with them this season. So Chelsea's going to give them everything they got.
Remember, Ederson's out for a few weeks. So it's going to depend on when that game falls. I'm not sure the dates of the semis.
Finally, the one we really need to talk about, quite frankly, it is, of course, Manchester United, Liverpool. This, for the neutral, was absolutely fantastic. This is a classic cup match. This is a classic Northwest derby.
Yeah.
This was
a fucking ding dong.
Fucking perfect.
This was back and fucking forth the whole time. I pulled just one stat that tells you everything you need to know. 53 shot attempts between them, dead even at 11 shots on target for both teams.
Wow. And of course, United go up early, although it looked like Liverpool was really getting the chances. And then
Scott McTominay steals in after a good save from Kelleher, but he put it back into the danger area. And McTominay just reacted first. It was just, the McTerminator strikes again.
And right before the end of half, you think it looks like United's going to go in fine. No, it's 1-1. Oh, no, sorry. It's 2-1.
It's 2-1.
That.
And Mo Salah's goal, there was a stretch of time where he couldn't connect a pass.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he turns it on, bang, goal. It's like,
back in the net.
Nice.
And you get into the second half, and Anthony ties it up, and just like, you're like, all right, and then Liverpool.
Well, Anthony, I do want to mention, second goal in all competitions this year. Also his second goal in the FA Cup this year. Fucking what a time to get it.
He scores, Liverpool goes up again. I mean, this thing was just, it was batshit. It was absolute batshit.
Marcus Rashford missed a golden opportunity to win it at full time as well. Just put a relatively easy chance. Just let the occasion get to him or the pressure get to him, whatever it was, and just dragged his shot wide.
And then into extra time.
And then here we go. We're in extra time, and then all hell breaks loose, right? Things are a little chippy here or there, but it's a Northwest derby. That's what you should expect. But Harvey Elliott scored just on the stroke of halftime in extra time. Rashford makes up for his previous miss, equalizes 7 minutes after the restart. But then here we go with Amad Diallo. He ended up scoring the winner. And I get it. You're young. This is your first derby goal. It's a huge goal. It's really important. but you got to know you're on a yellow card, man.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be time added for the celebration for the 2 goals that have been scored in extra time already. Takes his shirt off, and he's running. And it wasn't even like a good one. Rip it off, throw it in the crowd, do your big flexes.
No, he just wanted everybody to turn around and look at his name.
Look at my name. Well, if I just fucking do what Ronaldo does
Just turn
and do
around.
a CU.
Just turn around.
Nah, second yellow, sent off for taking his shirt off. And Manchester United have to play. And now he misses the semifinal.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
What a dumb fucking move.
It's a kid. I get it. He's young.
Still.
But it's like, come on, man. You gotta be aware. You already have a yellow card.
Imagine the shit he had to eat in the locker room later.
They didn't care. He scored the game winner. Also, I did like when he got the second yellow and he's walking off, rips off the shirt, just tosses it to somebody as he's walking in. I'm like, all right, at least you did that one, kid. Good
It's
job.
just like, and for a lame shirt off celebration too.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, at least do something cool. But no, so that's a shame. Obviously, he'll miss the semifinal, which after this, I'm sure he would have probably played, at least in some capacity. But and they're playing Coventry as well. I mean, I guess you'd like to think, well, domestic bans, he might actually just be named on the bench and serve the ban
in the
Premier League. Maybe.
The Premier League, yeah.
Could be. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I just, what are you doing? What'd you do that for?
I think Shore Billy put it out perfectly when he put up the post that it was going to be.
Now, I have a contention with this. You go ahead.
That Manchester United will barely beat Coventry 1-0. City will demolish Chelsea, and then United will beat City. Everybody will proclaim that Ten Hag's the greatest coach ever. They'll win a trophy, and then he'll promptly get fired a week later.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Oh yeah, that's
you're not wrong. So here's the problem I have with Shore Billy's commentary on this, and he had the Senator Palpatine Kermit the Frog meme, which I fucking love that meme.
yes.
It's one of my favorite memes because that also actually applies to Day Drink Mel. Because the original time I saw that meme was, I can't drink tonight. I got to get up early. And the Senator Palpatine said, take 6 shots, ruin everything. Were the speech bubbles, which I find funny. Here's my issue with what happened here. And I'm going to just read it to you. Me and the rest of the league watching Manure versus Pool. Yes, extra time. Let the exhaustion flow. Run yourselves to death. So we have the Senator Palpatine character makes his first appearance. Then we have top 4 want Pool to lose. Rest of league want Manure to lose. Both teams trying to tell world how good they are and how much it means. Wait, did he edit this? There was a portion of this that looked like Yoda. I think he edited this, maybe.
All right.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he wrote it in 3 different character voices, but it's all one paragraph.
Heard.
That annoyed me.
Okay.
Do better.
Do better. Hey, United, still a bunch of fucking frauds.
No, they're back, man.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Burnley 2, Brentford 1, Fulham 3, Tottenham 0, Villa 1, West Ham 1. Burnley and Brentford was very interesting because in the first 5 minutes there was a red card, penalty. Burnley's up 1-0. Brentford's down to 10 men.
Well, the worst part about this is this game had Brentford getting your confidence back written all over it. Brian Mbeumo's back on the bench for the first time in a couple of months. You had all of the ingredients were there for you to start to get yourself going again. And Sergio Reguilon just fucked it. Just absolutely fucked it.
Insider information, continuing with the trend that Brett has done stuff. I have gotten it on good information that Brett was actually working on tackling drills with Reguilon before the match. So clearly he, influenced him to push him over there.
I don't know what
Why'd you push him?
Just let him go.
Let him have the hit. Especially because with that push, it's clear you're denying a goal scoring opportunity.
Right. It's clear. It's not. You take double jeopardy out of the equation. You're not going for the ball,
and the eye in the sky is going to look like what is going through your brain. What's going through your brain?
It's just so boneheaded.
And then even from there, Burnley, it took them forever to get a second goal.
But Fofana, how many goals should Fofana have had?
It's this they don't seem to have the instinct to just get it in the fucking
It's
net.
ridiculous. He finally did get his goal on a chance that was harder than the 2 that he missed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Absolutely.
what that was about, but also carbon copy of that miss, the one in the 6-yard box with the right-footed effort.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon copy of that happened in Spurs with Timo Werner,
Oh.
which was awesome.
Bees finally score a goal. I do have to say, I don't know if that goal should have been disallowed. I think that was a 50-50 ball, and I don't think Tony...
Well, Ivan Toney's at the end?
I think Ivan Toney was just going for the ball.
No,
His arm...
He elbowed him in the face.
Okay, I don't know.
And then he kicked him in the face.
No, it looked like his hand was going across his arm, but it
Yeah,
looked
but
like
it's
he was
still-
jumping in the air to go for a header.
Nah,
I don't... It just...
He looked at him.
Oh.
I actually, for once,
You are
decided-
defending the
for
goalie.
once, I'm defending the goalie here.
Okay, fair
and
enough.
Murkic had himself a hell of a fucking game.
Now, I would
He
say...
played very well as well.
I would also say the following: bees are in a bad way now. They are right in the thick of it, and Timmy Howard made the reference about Leicester of last year. It's like you look at this roster; it's loaded with players, and you think they're going to be okay, and you think they're going to be able to stay awake, but they can't because they yawn because they have too many kids. And what ends up happening? They end up being the team that goes down, and Brentford could find themselves in that situation. You like how I seamlessly worked in that little knock at you for fucking yawning during the show, right?
Yeah, but
It was
I didn't
brilliant.
hear it, to be
That's
honest.
why I drive the bus.
But they probably won't go down because of either point deductions or other teams being shit, or how many more reasons can they not go down?
All right, fair enough. Complete domination by the Cottagers. I mean, that's the only way to put it. Fulham completely dominated Spurs.
Vicario was the only Spurs player that earned his fucking wages that day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Timo Werner was about 6 inches out from goal, goes left-footed like David Fofana should have, but still managed to put it wide somehow. Not sure how it just skims off his boot like that. That was the chance I was referencing while we were talking about the last game. I have an interesting take. I wonder if Son, he was kind of carrying a little injury when he came back from the Asian Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's just because they were in such a bad run, he came back early, and because he does not look himself.
No, he does not. He does not. You're absolutely right.
He's not
with
even hitting the target on chances that he'd be burying a season ago.
Mm-hmm.
Even earlier this season. I'm sorry.
Sure, Billy said, fucker cost me fantasy week, made him the captain.
That's a shame. Never, as you'll find out in the betting segment coming up, never put your money on Spurs. But always back your local podcast host.
Yeah.
But Fulham were excellent.
Yeah.
They were excellent.
Played phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Alex Iwobi was excellent. I always love, because it makes the defenders look so fucking ridiculous. I love when a player like fakes just a very simple outside of the boot cut, right? But they fake it and just let the ball run straight. He made two Spurs defenders fall by doing that.
Yep.
And just cruise straight into the penalty box. It was fucking fantastic. It's one of my favorite things.
Spurs, it's again and again and again, they fucking figure out a way to kind of fuck it off, man.
Yeah.
They're healthy. Everyone's back. This is the opportunity to move into fucking
And
fourth
Muniz
place.
continuing to score. 7th goal in 7 games as well. I mean, it's huge. The first one was excellent. The second one was brave. Just hope he didn't pick up some sort of contusion or something that might keep him out for a game or two. He was excellent. And Lukic, I love also very unorthodox, like when goals are scored with unorthodox body parts, and just the invention to just throw his knee up at it, was very well done. It was all around just very well done. And Paulinho was excellent as usual.
Yep. And then there's the opportunity for Villa to go ahead and stretch their lead. They're only able to manage to stretch it to 1 because David Moyes, and the Irons are going to frustrate the fuck out of you.
I mean,
and
honestly,
that is exactly what it was the entire game until they finally put in the equalizer.
Villa did get lucky with the handball calls. Because again,
Whoa. There's no luck in that. They handballed it.
I agree that there's only one decision the referee can make, but I think it's a shit rule.
It literally rolled down his arm and went in. Like, hit every single part. So you want to argue
But what's
shoulder, hit it. Elbow, hit it. Forearm, hit it.
For Suchek, yes, agreed, but not for Mikel Antonio. That goal should have stood.
But that's who hit it last before it went in.
I
we're
know
talking
the
about
way
both of
the
them.
law is written,
Yeah.
but it's a shit law.
And it's-
What's he meant to do with his arm? He can't make it disappear. It was tucked into his body.
Yep.
It wasn't. It was ahead of his body.
No, that was the Suchek goal. I'm talking about Antonio, the first one that was ruled out.
Yeah, the first one.
His
he has no
hand
place
was
to
on
put his arm.
stomach.
Yeah, he has
Where
no
else
place
is
to
he
put his
supposed
arm.
to put it?
And if it was a defender, it would be considered not a handball.
Correct.
But if it's
But
an
for an
attacker,
attacker, it is a handball.
handball.
It's bullshit.
I have
Yeah.
no problem with these handball rules. I never have.
I'm sure.
But what does end up happening? They do find a way to get to point. They do hold on for
It was
the
a very
draw.
scrappy game.
It was it was exactly what West Ham does.
I know.
West Ham going to ugly it
But
up, man.
Villa bought into it again. Kudus actually got a little rough. And David Luiz, I'm not sure. He did very well to not get sent off.
I'm
But
amazed he didn't get sent off.
he
We
was
were
holding
like
him.
expecting it.
He was holding him, Kudus.
Yeah.
Kudus lashes out. Luckily, he missed with that little flying
Yeah.
elbow he did. But right before the elbow, David Luiz lets go and does this weird like elbow pat on his shoulder. It's like he was giving him like a Swedish massage or whatever. It's very funny. It was very funny. I've never seen that move before in my life.
But honestly, now the draw is massive because that gives you a 3-point lead on Spurs, and Spurs does have a game in hand, but their game in hand is at the bridge.
Right.
You know, they should beat Chelsea,
But they never do.
You know,
Really.
right?
Now, who's this Zanolo? Or
Master.
Zanilo?
Zanolio.
I've never seen him before.
He's
Who is
the
this
Italian player. We got him from on loan
think
from
it was
Italy. Roma?
No. You got him from loan in Turkey. I think it was
Turkey, but he's an
Galatasaray, but he's an
Italian
Italian.
player.
in January?
in September.
September.
He's
Why
Why
only
haven't I
with us.
seen him this whole
because
season?
he's
just
just
Really?
been playing in Europe. That's it. He was a Europe buy.
Okay. He's a
But he's
rotation guy.
remember when the brief nothing burger of a gambling scandal came out?
We're not talking about your slider again.
With
He
Tonali,
was,
yeah.
he was one of the ones involved, and he was like, "Oh hey no," in Italy. He was like, "Oh hey no, this is online poker. Come check my phone. I'm not gambling on games. I'm completely innocent." But it was a bunch of other Italian players.
Tonali being the most notable.
yeah.
Right, but I call him Thigh Master, and I'm working very hard
He
to get
does
that
have
over.
nice thighs.
They're massive.
Yeah.
So
He-
anytime
what
someone
an excellent,
compliments him, I go Thigh Master.
what an excellent toe poke.
Yeah.
The way he stole in there, it wasn't like we used to get at Soccer Dome. Toe pokes. This was an excellent toe poke.
Yep, it was
Fucking
perfectly
brilliant.
done.
But then the continued shithousery throughout the game, he should have been fucking sent off as well for throwing that ball away.
Well, we were
That's
in the
fucking
bar watching
bullshit.
it, and I'm going, what are you going to do? A Brazilian and Italian are going to get mad.
I mean, that's fair.
They're going to get, those are two very passionate peoples.
So, like I said, Graham, here we now sit, and Villa now finds themselves in the driver's seat of for Champions League with Spurs,
Feeling
Yep.
good.
They do.
and
We'll see what happens. I think Villa will have enough to get over the
Yeah.
line, but we will see.
Sure money.
we're obviously not placing any bets.
We're not
today.
placing any bets, and thank fucking God, because I lost again. I'm down 15-47 now, and I am so happy that we have a break. So mine just says fucking Spurs, because even though one of the games that happened prior to that I had already lost my bet on, Spurs did it more convincingly.
Right, you're blaming Spurs. Well, I imagine the one that you also lost on is the same one I lost on because the Bees let me down with that early red card.
Yep.
And I'm now down at minus $118.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
To the listening audience, did you know that 26.66666666667% of the time, it works 100% of the time? I actually forgot to say it on the live show, but I did talk about it on Injury Time. I had picked the Bees to beat Burnley, and I had picked Villa to beat West Ham, and of course neither happened. I have still better than Pat and Graham. Mr. Pat will be sending in his email next week when he does the bets. Believe he hit, so I believe he's now ahead of you.
Oh, great.
If you get to that 27%, like within like a few digits,
27.63% of the time.
like if you get like close to that, I will bring it back to the t-shirt store.
Very good. The other thing worth mentioning is Kitty missed on another draw. She picked Fulham and Spurs to draw, and Fulham ended up whooping them. So she sits at 15 and 13.
Is that why she's living in a different house?
It could be. Could very well be, my friends.
Yeah.
So that is going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Mr. Graham, do you have any parting words?
Yeah, there's one. Dickie Doo that reared his ugly head this weekend. And if you watched any of the final bits of the Manchester United-Liverpool game, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And it's as the Liverpool players are walking off, you can see somebody doing the old wanker sign, right?
Nothing
Fine.
wrong with that. Fine.
I mean, yeah, there's
Hey, it's
probably
low-
kids around, but
it's lowbrow, but whatever.
yeah, right? Okay, you're a wanker, you're doing the air jerk. That's fine, no problem.
And wanker is a term held children use in that.
Of course.
I've heard
You've
children say a
seen
lot
child
worse.
use that word, yeah. In the footballing context, obviously. And but then that guy decided to fake smother himself, talk about pushing, demonstrated like a pushing motion, and then to smother himself again as we're coming up on the anniversary of Hillsborough.
Yeah.
You hate them more than I do in terms of your rivalries, but Hillsborough is off limits, man. When 96 people in a massive government cover-up kind of are perpetrated, you don't make fun of it.
And for the guy to motion like they pushed each other into suffocating.
Yeah.
When
Blaming them again, which is what the Yorkshire police did.
And what the newspapers did. And when it finally got proven that none of that had happened.
Yep.
I hate Liverpool with all my being. Everton hates Liverpool. Liverpool hate Everton. On the day of the Hillsborough massacre,
you all stand together.
There is always a child in a red shirt and a child in a blue shirt wearing a 9 and a 6 holding hands together.
Yep.
It is a tragedy. Fucking
leave it alone.
Talk all the shit you want. Don't be fucking bringing up race. Don't be bringing up someone's orientation.
Religion.
And sure as hell,
just leave it alone.
Sure as hell, don't bring up when people fucking died. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's the no-fly zone. It is the cuntiest of cunty things to do.
Absolutely. And for those of you that don't know, Sam and I hold the belief, Mel actually holds the belief also, that as long as you wake up every day with the intention of trying to not be a cunt, then usually things turn out pretty okay for you. So our motto here on the show is #DBack. Don't be a cunt.
And that is the D-back bear. So whenever you see that bear, why is that bear there? He's our official mascot. He's the Don't Be a Cunt bear.
Yeah.
That is an excellent transition into our bonus show injury time.
So that's coming. So just to give a great example quickly of #bans that are acceptable, right? Roma fans the other day against Brighton in Europe held up a sign that said the Queen gives BJs. Or
Right.
gave BJs. It was in a proper tense, which fucked up. She's dead. She was in her late 90s when she died, but fine. Relatively good natured.
Right.
No problem.
Silly.
It's silly.
Lowbrow, but silly.
Exactly, yeah. So, in response, in the return fixture when Brighton played Roma, they held up a sign that said Francesco Totti, Italian legend, one of their greatest ever players, obviously. Francesco Totti puts pineapple on his pizza. That's #bans.
That's the best. And
Not
it's delicious.
Not miming when 96 people died.
Yeah.
#DBack.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, boys and girls. As producer Mel mentioned, next up is going to be injury time. But before that, we are going to do the EFL show where we recap the rest of English football. And we're going to be doing a live stream for that as well, which will be coming up in just a moment for everybody, too. If you'd like to switch over and stay with us, we'd love to have you. And then, of course, injury time. There's not going to be anything to preview this week because we're on international break, but we'll talk about how all the fantasy teams did, talk about the beers we were drinking, and then we'll also talk about the spicy little meatball that was, dare I say, drama in the closed group today where
Yep.
people didn't follow that rule, the old D-back rule.
I agree. You did not follow that D-back
You
rule.
go right ahead and continue to say that, Mrs. Houston. I know the truth of it all. Anyways, Mr. Graham, should somebody want to find Injury Time, how do they go about doing it?
Very easy. It's patreon.com/DFootball show. You just sign up to that one beautiful $5 tier. You get all the extra content Sam just talked about. And eventually you'll also get a video that we have to film surrounding
Did I tell you the
something.
theme?
What? Earth Day?
Easter.
Oh, we're doing Easter.
Easter Bunny. Thank you, Easter Bunny. Buck, buck. Do like
Figured y'all
Cadbury
could have
commercial.
that.
That's not bad. Don't let it all out.
Yeah.
Don't
But
let it all out
anyways,
the bag.
and by the way, Mel, that's how a good whore does it. Till next week, everybody.
Good night.